An Indian Air Force AN-32 aircraft crashed in Assam's Jorhat during a routine sortie. 5 IAF personnel lost their lives. The Air Force has ordered a court of inquiry to find out the cause. And that last line is important. The cause is not known yet. So, this is not a story about blaming the pilot, the aircraft, the weather, or any one factor. It is a story about the aircraft at the center of the tragedy, the AN-32, and why its history matters today. The AN-32 is not a fighter jet. It is not built for spectacle. It is a transport aircraft, the kind of aircraft that does the quiet but crucial work, carrying troops, cargo, supplies, and equipment to places where roads may not be enough and geography itself becomes a challenge. And that is why this crash is not just one aviation accident. It has reopened a bigger question. How should India look at an aircraft that has served the Air Force for decades but also carries a long accident history? To understand the AN-32, you have to understand India's military geography. India does not operate in easy terrain alone. It has mountains, deserts, forward bases, and high altitude deployments. In such places, a transport aircraft is not just a machine, it becomes a supply line. The AN-32 was developed specifically at the request of the Indian Air Force. It was based on the earlier AN-26 design, but given more powerful engine, improved wing features, and cargo handling equipment. Production took place at the Kyiv Aviation Plant from 1982 to 1996, and 358 aircraft were built in that period. In simple terms, this was not an aircraft designed for comfort. It was designed for work. It could operate in demanding conditions, including high-altitude airfields up to 4,500 meters above sea level, hot climates, and locations with limited ground infrastructure that made it specially useful for remote military operations. One of the AN-32's most important roles has been carrying troops and supplies to forward areas. And among those areas, one name stands out: Siachen. Siachen is called the world's highest battlefield. At that altitude, food, fuel, medicines, and equipment are not just logistic items, they are survival essentials. The AN-32 has been used to deliver food and essential equipment to forces stationed there. That is why this aircraft has remained important. It is not glamorous, but it is useful. It does not dominate headlines every day, but it supports operation that cannot stop. It is in many ways the Air Force's working class aircraft, doing tough jobs in tough places. The IAF currently operates around 100 AN-32 aircraft, and they continue to form a major part of its tactical transport capability. But the AN-32's story has another side. According to the report, the aircraft has seen more than 18 major accidents in Indian service. That history does not explain the Jorhat crash. The inquiry will do that, but it does explain why every AN-32 accident brings old questions back. The record goes back decades. In 1986, an AN-32 crash in Jammu and Kashmir killed 17 people. In 1999, an aircraft crashed while attempting to land at Delhi's Indira Gandhi International Airport, killing 18 people on board and 3 on the ground. In 2009, a crash in Arunachal Pradesh killed 13 people. In 2016, an AN-32 went missing over the Bay of Bengal. Its wreckage was located years later, and all 29 on board were confirmed dead. In 2019, another AN-32 disappeared shortly after taking off from Jorhat. Wreckage was later found near Arunachal Pradesh, and all 13 people on board died. And in March 2025, an AN-32 crashed on landing at Bagdogra airport, though no casualties were reported. Now, after the latest crash at Jorhat, the AN-32's safety record is again under public focus. This is not a story where concerns were ignored. After safety questions, especially following the 2009 crash, India signed a $400 million contract with Ukrainian manufacturer Antonov to modernize more than 100 AN-32 aircraft. The upgrade included work on airframes and engines along with new avionics, navigation systems, and communication equipment. A About 55 aircraft have completed the process so far. The upgraded aircraft were also fitted with emergency locator transmitters meant to improve the chances of quickly finding an aircraft after an accident. So the debate is not simple. The AN-32 is old but useful. It has a serious accident history, but it also performs roles that are operationally difficult to replace. It has been modernized, but every new crash brings the same question back. How long should India continue depending on it? The Jorhat crash has taken 5 lives, that is the immediate tragedy. But beyond the tragedy, it has brought the AN-32's largest story back into focus. A story that runs from Siachen supply machines to deadly accidents, from military necessity to safety concerns, from decades of service to the question of future replacement. For now, the facts are clear. An AN-32 crashed while landing at Jorhat. 5 IAF personnel died. The cause is not yet known. A court of inquiry will investigate it. Until that report comes, there should be no blame and no guesswork. But one thing is certain, the AN-32 is no ordinary aircraft in India's military history. It has carried supplies, soldiers, and missions for decades. And now, once again, it carries a difficult question. How does India balance operational need with aviation risk? That is the real story behind the crash.